SeaWorld San Diego now has a total of 6 roller coasters, including Journey to Atlantis, because yes, that is a coaster. So in today's video, let's break down my official rankings for the 6 different coasters at SeaWorld San Diego. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Exploring Attractions. My name is Scott, and if you're new here, please subscribe down below with those bell notifications on. And if you enjoyed this video, please at the end leave it a like, and as always, you can check out all of our social media down below in the description: Instagram Exploring Attractions, Twitter Exploring Attractions, and of course TikTok Exploring Attractions. But that's right everybody, we have an exciting video today. That's because I'm going to be ranking all these SeaWorld San Diego roller coasters. I believe in the past I have ranked all these SeaWorld San Diego rides, including Shipwreck Rapids and Wild Arctic when still it was a thing. But now with the opening of Arctic Rescue, by the way, you can go check out those preview videos now up on my channel, as well as the POVs. There's a total of 6 roller coasters at SeaWorld San Diego. And shout out to the folks at SeaWorld San Diego for providing me with some B-roll footage of these different coasters that I didn't have to share with y'all. But yeah, let's get into my ranked 6 roller coasters at SeaWorld San Diego. I want you all to keep in mind though that these are just my opinions, so if you do not agree with my rankings, please let me know your rankings down below in the comments section. I would love to see everyone's different rankings. And I also have a portion at the end where I put a poll up on Instagram to see what the majority vote was, which we'll share, like I said, at the end. At number 6, we have Tidal Twister. Now, everybody knows that there's been a rocky history, let's say, with Tidal Twister. The attraction itself is fun. However, even though it is still deemed officially a coaster, I personally think that it's more of a flat ride type of experience. Now, like I said, it is deemed officially as a coaster, but honestly, it's not my most enjoyable attraction there. I mean, the adrenaline and thrill factor is there, and it's a whole lot of fun for that aspect. However, I'm basing my rankings on overall coaster experience. Despite its rocky history, I do enjoy Tidal Twister. I love how quickly you jump over the top, and then how slowly you go underneath on that barrel roll. Makes you feel like you're falling out of your seat. It's a whole lot of fun, and I'm happy that it's been open recently and more consistently for everybody to enjoy. I don't think that this will be a submarine quest situation. I think that Tidal Twister will stay open because after all, it has a very high guest capacity. It can seat on 2 different sides. That is when they have both trains running. So when you have busy days like summer coming up, it can hold quite a bit of people, not only in the queue, but also on the actual attraction. But as for my coaster rankings, number 6 is going to go to Tidal Twister. At number 5, we have an attraction that opened up in 2018 that sits right outside of the now Nautilus Amphitheater, which is Electric Eel. This coaster is done by Premier Rides and is a whole lot of fun, especially since they updated the comfort collar. The comfort collars that the attraction originally opened up with were not the most comfortable, but now these are honestly a little bit better than the ones that they were before. I mean, this coaster really packs a punch. You do 3 different launches. You do a nice little baby launch up, a very fast launch going back, but then the launch that's going to get you all the way up to the top for the 3rd one. It's so much fun. I mean, that barrel roll up at the top gives you views like no other. I once rode that coaster, I think it was 16 times. I don't know, I have a video up on the channel of me riding that coaster 16 times. I rode it once in each different seat. So like front left, front right, second left, second right. You guys kind of get the idea. And I was about to throw up just because of the barrel roll and the big loop. But when you actually look at Electric Eel, it looks menacing. Like, it looks intimidating. Honestly, I really enjoy that coaster. I don't really have anything bad to say about it, other than it will give you a headache if you ride it 16 times. Actually, now that I think of it, I think it was 18 because there's 3 different little cars that can each hold 6. So I'm pretty sure it was 18 times, not 16 times. Regardless though, you can never go wrong with a premier attraction. You see them all across the country. You have obviously Tigress at Busch Gardens Tampa, which I've yet to ride that. And I'll be curious to see if there's any difference at all other than the colors, but I'm pretty sure they're all pretty much the same structure and same layout. But that's okay because they don't take up a lot of space, so you can literally plop them down anywhere. And SeaWorld San Diego, when they're going through their little coaster phase of let's bring more coasters to the park, this was the perfect first addition to start things rolling with Electric Eel. And like I said, the views on that attraction are unlike no other. But then that brings us to our number 4, and our number 4 is going to go to the brand new one that just opened this past week in Arctic Rescue, which took over the Wild Arctic Simulator attraction. I was so excited when I first learned about the different stuff coming to this attraction attraction. Obviously did the BTS tour. We went to the announcement of Arctic Rescue and they gave us a little BTS tour there, which was unexpected. I was super excited for an all new family coaster to finally come to this park. It's exactly what SeaWorld needed. The straddle coaster done by Intamin is a whole lot of fun. Obviously you got Wavebreaker over in San Antonio. You have Dark Coaster, Busch Gardens Williamsburg. There's rumors for a straddle coaster going to SeaWorld Orlando, and who knows what Busch Gardens Tampa is going to do for their 2024 project. But the straddle coaster is a perfect family fun coaster while also still packing a punch. As I described in our preview video of it, it's a lot of fun because you don't expect all the whippiness throughout Arctic Rescue. When we're on it, I was pleasantly surprised with the whippiness on the different bank turns and whatnot. And the third launch comes out of nowhere. Like, every time that I've been on that coaster, I completely forget about the third launch. It's a surprise, and it's a really, really fun and good surprise. And not only that, the theming that they brought together for Arctic Rescue was pretty impressive for what they had. I mean, they literally used the entire Wild Arctic former show building to bring this coaster to life, and of course the outside blueprint that they had, but they're still able to do some form of theming. You have the northern lights in the station, you have the Wild Arctic helicopter planted outside, you have a nice little light up dome, which I'm assuming is going to light up once they get that all fixed on the second launch, and they were able to redo a lot of the inside load station and make it look all pretty. So I honestly got to give props to SeaWorld San Diego for doing a little bit of theming and tying Arctic Rescue into the Wild Arctic theme. And I gotta say, that entrance sign's pretty impressive. But that's why my number 4 goes to Arctic Rescue, the brand new coaster that just opened up. Go ride it right now. We're getting into my top 3 here, and my number 3, this is where it gets a little bit controversial, I will say. Number 3 goes to the dive coaster in Emperor. Emperor opened up last year. It was actually on track to open up in 2020, I believe, or 2019. But then obviously we all know what happened. The inevitable happened. But honestly, it was worth the wait because this was SeaWorld's first large-scale, intense Six Flags-esque coaster. I mean, you have Electric Eel, which is still large-scale, but Emperor had a drop. And not only did it have a drop, it had a straight-down vertical drop right into a loop. This coaster is so much fun, and despite it being on the shorter side, the anticipation that builds when you're going almost straight up that lift hill and you're making your swift turnaround and you're looking straight down and you hang for just a second and dive like a penguin into that inversion, it's so much fun. And I gotta say, even after a whole year of it being open, it's still just as smooth as it was on opening day. And this is another thing that SeaWorld did an amazing job with where they put it. This was just literally an entrance for different field trips and summer camps and whatnot. They instead turned it into a large-scale coaster, and they put it across one of their more popular attractions in Journey to Atlantis, so it's very hard to miss. And let alone that, it provides awesome views of Mission Bay, and from Mission Bay, seeing Emperor, and people at Mission Bay are probably like, wow, we really need to go across the street and ride that at SeaWorld. And I would say between that and Electric Eel, those are kind of like the most intense coasters at the park. I'll leave it up to debate for you guys which one you think is more intense. Is it Emperor or is it Electric Eel? But my number 2, my second favorite coaster, is going to go to Journey to Atlantis. Guys, I'm a sucker for water coasters, and when they did the revamp, I was pretty excited about it. They added more theming to it. They added more narration in the elevator scene. Quite frankly, there's nothing else like a water coaster in the country. Water coasters are so much fun, and I am so freaking excited to ride Catapult Falls in SeaWorld San Antonio. Rumors of it opening next month. I don't know how far along with the construction progress they are, but they just unveiled the brand new Catapult Falls boat, so I'm assuming they're very close to opening that attraction. But yeah, that's another water coaster I'm super pumped to ride. But Journey to Atlantis, I will always be a fan of that water coaster. I don't think I'll ever get tired of Atlantis. I can ride that nonstop over and over and over, and when I was a kid, I rode it over and over and over. There's times where I've ridden it 10 times in one day on a freezing cold day. You know, one of my favorite memories is riding that with my uncle and watching the fireworks. That was our thing, is like we would always try to ride Atlantis when the fireworks would hit, so when we go up the lift hill we can see all the fireworks blasting off behind the park at Mission Bay. But on top of all the memories, this coaster just packs a punch, and it still has an intense feeling while also still being like kind of a family fun attraction. But as you guys may have guessed it, my favorite coaster at this park goes to none other than Manta, done by Mack Rides. Manta, you have the first launch, which is indoors. It has that bit of theming, and I'm a huge sucker for theming. I wish they would update the tunnel, but it's awesome that they do different overlays. Like during Halloween they have a spooky version, during Christmas they have a jolly version, and then you go on that first launch into the dip down right underneath the entry bridge where everyone can see you, and you nearly touch the water. And then of course you get to the second portion of the attraction just when you think it's done, into the second launch, into a whole bunch of bank turns that are super whippy. And with this coaster opening up in 2012 and being around for more than 10 years, it's really impressive how smooth the coaster is. Honestly, I think that Manta will stay my favorite coaster at that park for years to come, unless SeaWorld San Diego has something massive planned, like if they put like a giga coaster or something. I honestly think that Manta will stay my number one, which isn't a bad thing, because if I'm saying that Manta is my favorite coaster and it's like one of the oldest attractions in the park, then that's a good thing for SeaWorld. But not only is it me saying it's my favorite coaster, I ran a poll on Instagram and listed a few of the coasters that I talked about on my list and asked you guys which one is your favorite. And of course, the majority vote was Manta, so I think that everyone's in agreement. I mean, SeaWorld San Diego themselves literally voted that Manta is their favorite roller coaster. So that's not telling you something about how great Manta is, then I don't know what does. But everybody, that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you enjoy, please subscribe with those bell notifications on and leave this video a like. And let us know down below in the comments section what your lists are for your top coasters at SeaWorld San Diego. I would love to see them down below. But as for today, my name is Scott. You've been watching Exploring Attractions. Positivity is key. And most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.